Fred MacGuffin reviews. All Quiet on the Western Front. 2022 movie on Netflix. I have seen the 1930s version of this, directed by Lewis Milestone. And yeah, it didn't have a big an impact on me as this did. This is a very powerful movie, and I think it's worth your time. Definitely, 2.5 hours. Directed by Edward Berger, who's also directed Deutschland 83, Jack, Gomez, Your Honor, All My Loving, Patrick Melrose, and The Terror. So yeah, a very established and very capable director, and he does a great job with this movie. It looks stunning. It really has an impact. It really does what it's supposed to do. Make you feel that war is the wrong way to solve any problem. Or yeah, so I mean, you have a young actor here, Felix Kammerer, and he plays Paul Baumer, and together with his friends Albert and Muller, they voluntarily enlist in the German army, and they're full of you know they're happy to go and fight. They want to help their country. They want to they have this idealistic view of what they're going to do. They yeah, and that's soon taken away from them because they're thrown straight into the horrors of the trenches and yeah, the brutality of the war. Uh, I mean, you're basically following Paul and his friends and how they go from fresh recruits to, weary, weary soldiers, and this is set near the end of the war, as the war's coming to an end and Germany's realizing they can't win. And yeah, one thing about this, it starts off really well with an image of a fox and cub. And the fox is sleeping with its cubs, and it's a real sort of natural, um, view of nature. And then the distance we hear the war happening, and of course, the most unnatural act that you could commit against nature and man. And it reminded me a lot of The Thin Red Line, which is a very good war movie, directed by Terrence Malick, which is worth checking out. So yeah, this does what it's supposed to do. This makes you feel that, by the end of it, war is wrong and terrifying, and it doesn't bring anything to humanity. It just destroys humanity and nature, and that's the achievement of this. This is what you want from a movie like this, to feel that way, and it achieves that. As I said, there's a great sort of, at the beginning of this, we follow a soldier that's been shot, and his clothes are removed from him and repaired and cleaned and used again on the new recruits, including Paul and Albert and Muller, as they receive their weapons and new uniforms. So there's a lot of thought behind the movie, a lot of images like that. I mean, you're not going to leave this with any positive outlook about war and the brutality of the whole situation. It's a very tough piece of work, a tough piece of art, and we also follow the delegation, the German delegation, as it goes to try and work out the terms of the armistice, and it sort of juxtaposes what the soldiers are going through to the wealth of all these of this delegation, of these politicians that don't have any, they don't get their hands dirty. They just send young men out to die, and you follow Matthias Erberger, played by Daniel Brühl, who you may have seen in Goodbye Lenin, Born Ultimatum, Inglourious Bastards, Rush, Captain America Civil War, The Cloverfield Paradox, The Alienist TV show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and The King's Man. And yeah, you follow him as he's going to sign the treaties that are needed to end the war. And as this is happening, you're feeling how slow a process it is while young men are dying in the trenches. And yeah, that brings suspense and really adds to the horror of the whole situation. Just the way we have the leaders and the generals, and how little they care about the men that they're sending out to their deaths. So yeah, as I said, amazing sequences of battles in this, and you begin to care for the German side. It's a lot like Das Boot, another great German war film, and yeah, you realize that each side is the same. Young men being sent to die, and nothing gained from it, only terror and loss. And yeah, a very, very strong film. I recommend you watch it. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. Yeah, I wish I'd seen this on a big screen. It's got some amazing cinematography, and it'll break your heart. It'll leave you, shocked. I think this is what war movies should be like. You just come out of this broken, and yeah, and knowing that war is one of the worst words and the worst exercises that man can partake in. And yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front. Check it out on Netflix. This has been Fred MacGuffin reviewing All Quiet on the Western Front.